must have made a new stream.
I think it did. Hold on, I'm pulling up, seeing what I can pull up here.
I think we're live. I just don't know where.
So fun.
I know. I usually have pretty good luck with this stuff. So I've had good. Yeah, and because my chat's now not working. And
Let me see if I can. I'm trying to pull it up
I
too, but
got a notification. I think we are finally live.
yeah, look. I think we're good. I don't want to show my whole fucking screen here.
No, you're good.
There we go.
Yeah, apparently we're live now. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We'll have to get everyone back in the stream that was here. Because now they're... Hey, there we go, Chris.
We're back.
I'm not sure what happened. I actually have no idea what happened. It just kind of stopped, and I didn't hit anything.
Well, I'll take responsibility for that because although I am a millennial, I have hardcore like boomer tendencies with technology. Like I do not understand it at all, and it always seems to hate me. So maybe I'm like bringing some bad juju in the chat.
I don't know, man. It was weird. What I did was I did mess up. I started the wrong stream, I think, because when you go at 7, I had it set at 7, and I clicked probably not on the thing, and it made a new one, and I didn't realize it. So this is the one that was supposed to be going. But maybe it'll actually run. We'll get some more people in here. I'm just a little bummed.
Cool.
My chat is not working.
Mine is now, I think.
Yeah. No, my chat in the whatever program this is, Streamlabs, but it's working on my phone. So I'll just check everyone out on my phone, anyways.
All right. Burrito.
Yeah. So apologies if everyone missed it. We'll probably revisit some of the topics throughout the throughout the conversation, and
because we were hitting some hot buttons, so it might be good. I'm actually gonna turn some lights on because it's getting dark quickly. BRB. Hold on.
Bye. All right. Yeah, guys. So we're just getting into the prospect side of things, and the reality is, I was a little.
If that's too harsh, I'll turn them back off. But
oh, you're good.
I think we're good. Okay.
My biggest gripe was with the seating bracket in the tracks currently, where I thought it was a bit difficult for prospect, or at least this track is. And I wasn't a big fan of the seating bracket tandem battles this year. At the prospect level, I just think this one, or this event in particular, just did not have a lot of good ones. I mean, there were a couple, like Bystrek Dimitri was really good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and honestly, there was a bunch of people that were like broken too, which was kind of how it was.
So do you think it's just because, I was saying from the driver's perspective, it's like hard to keep your car good for that long? Do you feel like people were just braking or not making it out to this last round, or like?
Well, it's a combination of things. So let's say you're bottom of points. It's pretty tough to drive across the country for some people for it to even be worth it. Like, okay, what am I going to do? Spend a bunch of money to like maybe move up a couple spots, if you're already in the bottom of the bracket. So there's those people. Another thing with Utah is it's a super strenuous track on the cars themselves. For example, the higher altitude, a lot of these. So working with the company that tunes all of the prospect cars, or at least have ECUs in all of the prospect cars, what a lot of people did was they were changing the power levels in their cars, but not tuning it until they literally got to the actual track. So like, and it was kind of messing up some stuff, or they were making changes and not tuning for it. I know quite a few people were doing that, so it was they were kind of like patching over things to where trying to solve issues instead of just letting the ECU change their original tune to compensate for the lower amounts of air. Yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of horsepower, but it should still run just fine. Yeah. Chuck's asking if you got the full Harry Potter behind you.
No, this is so the girlies will know. This is the whole like Sarah J. Maas series, but
No,
I'm
no.
such a nerd. This am I telling on myself right now? This is one bookshelf, and then we got like a whole nother bookshelf over there of other books. But yeah, that's fantasy series.
Oh boy.
I like to read about warlocks and shit in my spare time. It's like Harry Potter for adults.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for that. Always trolling me, always keeping me on my feet, buddy. But no, I think I was wondering whether they should put Utah at another time of the year. Like
you can't though because of
maybe for weather.
You gotta remember it's on the West Coast. Unless you made it like the second round right after Long Beach, then maybe.
You know, then maybe more people would go. I don't know if it's less people would be broken.
Because the idea of the FD schedule is that you get your one Long Beach round in California, and then it's a big East Coast swing, and then you slowly make your way back over across the country into St. Louis, and then Seattle, and then Utah, and then your last California round. So there's one of those.
Well,
keep going.
What do you think about reordering instead of reordering the schedule or the track or whatever? What do you think about reordering the seating bracket, how it works a little bit so that sure they post this bracket, but then before the round, it's like, okay, who's actually here and try to make more battles instead of just a bunch of buy runs? Do you think the drivers would get upset at that?
Well, there's a couple different ways. It's a complex question. Because there's a whole bunch of different ways to do this, and we'll get to that conversation when we actually talk about the seating bracket in pro, because I have a bunch of different ideas on how to deal with each problem that we've kind of seen to come into the seating bracket. Because I like it way better than qualifying, don't get me wrong, but there are so many different ways that you can improve this. And make it better. And so here's the thing. I'll give credit to FD for trying something different, trying something new, trying to find a ways to keep people entertained, and give people a reason to watch, Thursday. Obviously Thursday is probably one of your more boring days. Most people don't watch. So if you actually get a chance to watch some battles, that have meaning as well, like that's cool. Personally, I love the DMEC battle for the top four. And then they actually get points in the championship. But again, if you're not doing regular qualifying, I don't think you can do that in this round.
Yeah.
So,
and as much as my brain enjoys like a nice organized qualifying, it does get tedious. And if someone like myself, who just is a massive nerd for watching drifting, thinks that it gets tedious, like imagine a normal fan. And I love that FD is trying to cater to like regular society, because the bigger this gets, the bigger drifting gets, happier everybody is. So
I mean, I have a bone to pick with FD on making it easy for society. So I don't think they've done a good job on that, but we'll get to that again. We'll get to it. We'll get to it in the battles. So Eric asks, are you sponsored to do you visit every round on your own dime? Either way, great content. Love the inside glimpse of practice and the shit you don't see. Well, so it's kind of I don't know if it's complicated, but so I work. My day job is I work for Link ECU. We support quite a few of the rounds, so they'll send me out to like 5 or 6 of the rounds every year, and then the other ones I send myself out to. And then I also have another person that I send out as well as like a video guy that kind of helps me on the video side with my own company, doing video work for various drivers and stuff like that. So there's kind of 2 steps to what I do at FD. My personal main focus is going to be the Link ECU stuff, and then whoever I also am hiring for the weekend is going to be helping me on the video side for the DDM side. So it's kind of a work in progress and a balancing act, but we do a really good job at in a weekend, we'll usually try and figure out, okay, so this is what we're going to go shoot this day. This is what I need to get done. This is who I need to talk to. And then, like, for example, this weekend, we wanted to try to do this really cool walk around with Sarah. And so I was like, okay, so Herbie, if you guys don't know, is the other, you guys should know. He runs a lot of live stream stuff. But he was gonna work with Sarah, and this is gonna be a cool DDM thing that we were gonna do. And he's going to walk around with Sarah, and then while they're doing that, I'm going around doing my interviews and stuff that I got to do for Link and stuff. So none of that really interferes with what I need to do. And then they're still able to go, do some really cool content with drivers and really bring, a different side to FD that a lot of people don't get to see. And one of the biggest challenges is you'll see some really cool videos. Like Nate Hamilton's done a couple funny ones. FD's even tried to do some funny videos and stuff, but you got to remember all that stuff's cut. All that stuff is edited.
Yeah.
Nothing is unedited. So that's the cool thing about live is none of it is edited. You get what you see, unless there's something truly illegal, then we kind of have to take it down. But the internet is forever. So let's be honest here. Like the cool thing about live is it's unedited.
Yeah.
And you get people's genuine reactions. You get genuine responses to things. A lot of the times you get people like maybe caught off guard, so they're just like they maybe don't give an answer that they would normally give if like a big old camera was sitting in their face and they had to go do it for some sponsor or whatever. So
yeah, totally agree. When you said to do it live, I first was like, oh no, that's gonna be so hard. But I think it was honestly better. It was like took the pressure off because it's just kind of like you're just doing it. Whatever, it's on. It's however it goes. I got my hair caught in a fly trap. That was fun. On the live, dude. It's still on the internet. Love that. But I think something to remember, I think a fun insight is like every single person in FD almost is doing double duty. Everybody's got a day job. Everybody's doing more than one thing. I think a lot of people who aren't familiar with the series think like, oh, once you get into FD, like it's all gravy. Like you just do your thing and that's your job. But I think every single person has a day job.
Well, so I mean,
yours is pretty cool though.
It's the unfortunate reality of how it is. And like Eric asked, how did I get involved with Link? Well, long story short, I did video editing work for them for probably 3 years before they actually hired me on as like a full-time gig. And now I run all their social media and do a lot of their video, almost all the videos you ever see, Link posts or stuff I made. So honestly, it was just working with them, and eventually they found a way to add me on to... I mean, I technically run their global marketing. It's just or global social media marketing with all that kind of stuff. But obviously the guys in the American team hired me, and believe it or not, I think the American team is like 7 people. So, real big squad out here. but that Sarah, like you can, like, companies look big, but they're really not that big. A lot of them aren't, at least unless you're like working for like Holly or something.
Yeah, I worked for a few aftermarket. It's actually, so I have a college degree, but I've only ever worked in automotive aftermarket, and I can 100% that statement is true. I actually missed out on working for the Holly Group by like a month, so I don't know what it's like to work for them. But yeah, no, a lot of people pull double duty. I think that's a fun fact of behind the scenes, and a lot of people are in it for like just the love of it. So that touches my little drifty heart in there. Yeah. So I love to see that too.
If I wanted to make money, I would not be doing drifting. That's for sure.
Same. Or automotive in general, for that matter. It's purely because I love it.
Fun fact: if you guys want to make money in the automotive world, work with heavy duty trucks.
Ooh, okay. All right.
That's where the money's at. You get.
I thought you were gonna give us the age-old wisdom of how you make a small fortune in racing. What? Start with a big one.
They have to be fixed regardless, and they will pay whatever to fix them down the road, and they got to be moving whatever product they got to move.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let me just jot that down for myself. Get in different industry.
But yeah, so obviously we can start looking at the top 32 of Pro Spec, and this is where the championship really for Pro Spec started to shape up. So obviously you had Connor was the first big round, or the first big battle of the round. And obviously, how cool is it that Connor Osoli, in order to keep his championships hopes alive, has to go against a Pro 1 driver? To be like, okay, well, it's like you want to come to the big boys now? All right, now go and drive against one of them. and see how it goes. And it was so cool because it was 3 rounds.
Yeah.